Let's begin with the invocation. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhe Bhavatu Me Sada Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Hari Om, Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Yes, sorry for that technical glitch. Hopefully it is resolved now, so we can continue. I again request all participants who can turn on the video feeds, please do turn on the video feeds and we will begin. Can someone recollect something? Anything that we saw last? Yes, please. We formed the link and we can move ahead. Yes, please. Anybody? Yes, please. Please feel free to unmute and share something. We were in the second adhyaya and we had stopped at Shloka number 35, isn't it? Yes. Yatnili. Yes, please.
35.
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah. Mm, we understood the details about the Atman or the self. Like it just like we change our worn out clothes, the same way the Atman discards the body and discards the body when its journey is complete and enters a new one. And the Atman can't be burnt or cut, or can be wet or pierced by anything.
Yeah.
It's and it cannot be understood by only logic or mind,
Yeah.
which we are going to be introduced further. Like
Yes.
it's beyond
Supralogical.
that. Yeah, it's
Yes.
supralogical. It's beyond that.
Right. Yes. So fine. Anita ji has shared that. Anything else? Anita ji, would you like to add something?
Sir, we also had a reference about Krishna telling Arjun not to leave the battlefield, and we connected with him himself being called a ranchor.
Yeah.
So that was one aspect also.
Yes. So Krishna is not bound by any of these, whether name or fame or some sort of prize or success. So he's already what we call a free Jivan Mukta. He's a, we can say, if we look at it from human perspective, he's a Jivan Mukta being. But that is why we call him divine. He is, and many believe he is God. We'll have to see if Arjuna starts believing that. So but right now he is schooling Arjuna and basically telling, look, what will people tell you? People will say you ran away from battle. Isn't that horrible? So let's continue. Yes, please. We continue with the 36th shloka. So he goes on. He tells, Avachya vadanscha bahun vadishyanti tavahitaha nindantas tava samarthyam tato dukkha tarun kim. So he says, they will do ninda. Ninda of what? Your own samarthya. Nindantastava samarthyam. Tato dukkha tarandukim. Can there be anything worse than that? Krishna is asking. He says, your enemies shall insult your adeptness, ridiculing your prowess as ineptness. Alas, how painfully agonizing this shall be. Anything worse than this do you see? Can there be anything worse? Krishna is asking. All your enemies, almost making him visualize Duryodhana. Oh, what will Duryodhana say? The reason he is saying this is because Arjuna is still attached to his glory. He is looking for glory even in this moment. Should he look for glory, anybody? Right now, at least? No, isn't it? But that is the vanity of human beings. General. It's like every human being has an attachment, isn't it? Somebody says you're very good, we'll immediately, thoda to collar will go a little bit up. Because that is the nature. We kind of attach to it very easily, and Krishna is using that. He is speaking in a language. They say, when in Rome, do as Romans do. So here is an attached person. So an attached person, you cannot directly give Brahma Vidya to him. Let us slowly understand him and let him understand the truth. So he says, look, all of those warriors, what will they think of? They'll ridicule you. They'll say, oh, Arjuna, what are you calling him as Parantapa? He didn't know how to hold a bow and arrow. That is how history will remember you. That is what Krishna is reminding him. How painfully agonizing this shall be. Don't you think it's so shameful? It is so painful. Can there be anything worse than this? Krishna is asking. Then he comes on because he's actually using all of Arjuna's pointers, which he claimed as excuse to run away from the battle, and he's just telling how pointless it is. Again and again, Nashochito Maharaj says, what glory? What are you thinking about death? Where is death? The Atman will not die. Stand up, fight. Acha, you don't believe in the Atman. Okay, even if you don't believe in the Atman, no warrior will sit and cry right in the middle of the battlefield. This is not right. Stand up, even if there is Atman or not there. Forget the entire metaphysical world. Practically, it's not right. Now he comes to one more. Because if you are, remember when Krishna told, see, this, you have to fight. Kshatriyasya na vidyate, or he says, Klaibhyam masma gama partha naitatve upapadyate kshudram hridaya daurbalyam tyaktva tishta parantapa. He says, this weak-heartedness in your heart, this is what you must give up, Arjuna. Give this up and fight. That time he says, Katham, how can I? He says, both sides are my own people. I am in a catch-22 situation. Meaning I am going to, like sometimes children play, with a coin. Heads I win, tails you lose. Nobody understands it, but it's like quickly done. So here Arjuna is saying, whatever I do, I am going to, Arjuna is feeling he's going to lose. And Krishna only can convert such a situation into a win-win situation, because the next shloka he says, there is no loss at all. What are you talking about? Let us see. Hato va prapsyase swargam jitva va bhokshase mahim tasmaduttishta kaunteya yudhaya krita nishchaya. I repeat this again. It's actually applicable for anybody who is fighting a very difficult battle in life. And most of the time, the odds are always stacked against us. And we wonder what's going to happen. Well, fight the good battle is what Krishna is saying here. He says, Hato va prapsyasi swargam, jitva va bhokshase mahim, tasmaduttishta kaunteya, yudhaya krita nishchaya. In this mighty battle, to uphold the right, either the heaven's doors shall open on defeat, or your victory the whole world shall joyously greet. Success is certain, Arjuna. Rise up and fight. I repeat once more. In this mighty battle to uphold the right, either the heaven's doors shall open on defeat, or your victory the whole earth shall joyously greet. Success is certain, Arjuna. Rise up and fight. How lucky Arjuna is. We sing Uttishta Govindam, and here Krishna is saying Uttishta Arjuna. Arjuna is being invoked. Come on, fighter, get up. Because, see, you are doing right. You're upholding what is right, isn't it? You're upholding what is just. You're upholding what is Shashwat, what is pure, what is the right principle. You're fighting for that. So what if you perish? You are still upholding that, and that is how you are going to reach directly the Swargaloka only, because you have done nothing wrong here. How many of our ancestors have laid their lives bare so we can study the Bhagavad Gita today? Do we even know? We don't even know, isn't it? Maybe one or two generations before us we may know. But before that, there were times where people said it was a pointless sacrifice. But it was not a pointless one. This, whatever our civilizational heritage is there, it is still continuing to come to us, and it is coming to our aid and making us grow. And it is also spreading. So this is a truth. Somebody fighting for what is the right cause should not worry at all. Even if you perish fighting for the right cause, a Kshatriya is always blessed, because they say this is the chance. So many warriors, so many armed forces also, they say usko chance mil gaya. He got the chance. I should have got it. But I'll wait. If I will also get a chance, I won't hesitate again. That is the nature of a Kshatriya, which Arjuna has right now forgotten. Okay, what is the other chance? If one side is death, anybody, what is the other one? What is the opposite of that? Yes. Anyone? Yes. Kunalji? Yes, sir. I cannot hear you, sir. Maybe the speaker system is, I think the audio has to be set, maybe.
First chance is to
I
be
think I
defeated
couldn't hear
and
it, sir. Yes, Nidhi, we'll come back to you. If you want, you can type it also, sir. Once that speaker is resolved, we can probably connect. Yes, Nidhi, you were saying something? Yes?
yeah, first is defeat and the second is victory. If his victory,
Victory.
then
Yeah.
he will be he will be rejoice and
Bhoksha
and
se mahim, your victory you can celebrate, isn't it? The world will celebrate
celebrations.
because you are fighting for a righteous cause. It will be victory of your, it's not a personal victory anymore, isn't it? It's the victory of the right that will be celebrated. So he says, go ahead. It's like he's trying to say there's nothing, no danger can take place at all. There's only victory. This is also true about the Adhyatmic Marga. It is said. The mother of Sri Aurobindo Ashrama said, nothing is certain but a certitude of victory. Meaning you walk on the right path, you progress, you grow, your personality evolves. That sincere aspiration should be there, and that bravery, courage to walk on that right path. That is required. But let us see. We don't know if Arjuna really agrees to all of it. Let's see. He goes on further. Sukha dukhe same krutva labha labhau jaya jayau tato yudhaya yujjasva naivam papam avapsyasi. Krishna tells him. I repeat, there's another beautiful shloka which is talking about the same principle of samatha, keeping that balance. Simplest, this is a litmus test of somebody's sadhana. Samatha. You lose samatha, your sadhana is not strong enough. The foundation, you're getting disturbed. Somebody tells you you're a fool. What happens immediately? How dare he call me fool? Don't you know I have got this degree? Don't you know I have done this? Instead, yes, please. What do you want from this fool now? Don't become a bigger fool by talking to this fool. Thank you. You let that go, isn't it? We should not get disturbed. The samatha is lost because of so many reasons. Either our desires, either our attachment to suddenly some particular favorable motive, favorable outcomes. All these, means many people say I don't do anything unless I get something in return. Isn't this true? I shouldn't do anything unless I get anything in return. There's nothing in the world that can be done without getting something in return. You must do it. You must do something only, otherwise you cannot. Nothing is free. Have you not heard this in life? There must be some catch. If you tell your friend also, somebody, I'm doing a free workshop. No, no, last day they're going to tell you, you must give this, or they're going to get some hidden motive, isn't it? But the same way, the air that we breathe in, isn't that free? Happiness, when we get that comes freely, isn't it? When somebody smiles at us, we get that joy. There are so many things in the world, but the general aspect of understanding is always lost, that is missing. And that creates the entire trouble. So here, samatha is something Krishna is again emphasizing. As Arjuna, some having practicing samatha right now? Anybody? No, isn't it? Just because of his emotions. So much he has lost his samatha that he has even dared to tell Krishna whether Krishna was greedy for this wealth which was going to come from this battle. This is what happens. So this is the word. This is the word of Krishna. He says, Sukha dukhe same kritva labha labhau jaya jayau tato yodhaya yujyasva naivam papam mavapsyasi. In both sorrow and joy, if you hold your poise, in either profit or loss, by not seeking a choice. If you wage this war with the state of mind, certain sin that you'll incur or find. I repeat once more. In both sorrow and joy, if you hold your poise, in either profit or loss, by not seeking a choice, if you wage this war with this state of mind, certainly there is no sin that you'll incur or find. So all these sins that you are talking about, Arjuna, if you practice samatha, you don't get over emotional, you don't get carried away. Just do it as a duty. without having it. It's just because I have to do it because it's my duty or I need to do it. Not because what's going to happen from it. Forget all of this. All the consequences, Papa will not touch you. Forget all of the Papa. There's no Papa. There's nothing like that. If you are not motivated by profit or loss, or if you are keeping the balance. Elsewhere, Krishna said somebody who is able to keep balance in happy and sad moments also is worthy of getting the highest realization of freedom of life, a blissful, free life. Here, he also talks about freedom from, we can say, karma bandhanas only, isn't it? When Papa is not going to, it's like the sin is not going to attach to you, even if you do your work. This looks like a big secret, isn't it? Krishna is saying. Some funda is there, which is allowing someone to not get, like what we can say, consequences also. No Papa also is going to be created. To put it in a simpler layman's terms, it's like you can eat all the junk food and still not add one bit of calorie. Everybody will look for this siddhi if they find it out, isn't it? Well, this is the secret of Karma Yoga, which Krishna is right now introducing. He's not yet started, but this is the ground, and this is also the basis of Karma Yoga. Throughout the Gita, this will be this samatha will be there, samatvam yoga muchyate, and then labha labho jaya jayo, success or loss, success or failure, profit or loss. If you can keep that balance, you can be the same, whether you get first rank or you get last rank. You are actually a true winner. Even recently, nobody remembers our school marks, isn't it? My friend is extremely proud of his marks. We had also the school topper who got centum. But this person was more proud than that topper for 72 out of 200. Even now, I made a mistake. Yeah, I told him 72 and he corrected me. It was 73. So I said, I'm very sorry. I took one mark. But this was the experience. It was something very beautiful to see. This young boy who was not disturbed and he went on showing his marks to everybody. All the teachers, some of them were taking class. He was disturbing their class also. Last time I'm disturbing you. 12th ho gaya. I'm not come back here. But see, I passed. All of you were telling me I'm going to fail. This is the attitude, isn't it? Whether you are successful or you are failing. If you are able to keep a balance, you're not going to, nobody should define us, isn't it? Outer circumstances should not define, people should not define. What are we? We will have to identify who we are truly. But we are not somebody's rating given to us. That is one thing we must be certain. Yes, let's continue. Aisha, and also anybody, if you have any question, and also we are free to disagree with Krishna's words. If we say I don't feel this is practical, that is also allowed. We can just look at the shloka and see if it's not practical. But from my experience, I feel all of the 700 are very practical. Let us see though, we can investigate. Esha te bhihita sankhye buddhir yoge tvimam shrunu buddhaya yukto vyaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. Listen to what I am now going to reveal. That knowledge, O Arjuna, that lifts the veil, the most ancient yoga of knowledge, which liberates one from karma's bondage. I repeat once more. Listen to now what I am going to reveal. That knowledge, O Arjuna, that lifts the veil, that most ancient yoga of knowledge, which liberates one from karma's bondage. From karma bandhana also we can get mukti. This is something Krishna is saying. This is very difficult. We don't really understand what karmas are right now. What are karma bandhanas? But Krishna is now introducing. Says this knowledge is the knowledge, and this is the secret of Vedanta also. If you look at the Isha Upanishads, the second verse only says Kurvan neveha karmani jiji vishe chatam sama evam tvai nanyat hetosti na karma lipyate nare. Meaning that individual will not be creating new sanskaras also, and that individual will be free from any bonds. But what is it? We just have to see right now. He is not yet introduced. He goes on. He says, नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्. नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्. Here, the actions once begun bring no losses or any negative results or consequences. Even the smallest action done in the right manner can protect one from the greatest danger. Here in the sense, in this way of karma yoga, when you are in this, you are practicing this, you are in that consciousness of karma yoga and you're doing actions as karma yoga. They bring no losses at all or any negative results or consequences. So when you do consciously certain karmas, you will not have any negative consequence also. Even the smallest action done in the right manner can protect one from the greatest danger. Smallest action can also protect from greatest danger. Swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Great danger is prevented by a small action. I think small actions can protect us from small dangers, isn't it? What is the meaning of small action protecting from a bigger danger? How is it? Or what do you think? Any like logic to this? Yes, Rekha ji is saying something. Yes, ma'am.
No, no, sorry.
Okay, right, fine. Yes, okay, Nidhi ji. Yes, please.
So, like if we take the precaution by using proper wiring in the house, it can protect us from fire.
Okay, great. Yes, proper wiring is used. You have some, like now in our unit, we have to have fire extinguishers, isn't it? It can
So
help in
it's
protecting.
just a precaution, a small action of using proper things, it can protect from major things.
Yes, okay, all right. Yes, Nidhi ji, that was a good example. Abhaji is saying something?
I feel when there are some times when we are confused or
Yeah,
we are not sure what to do
right.
in
Yes,
some situations.
yes, ma'am.
That
Yes,
time, taking somebody's advice, right, like we have understood from previous adhyay,
yes.
a right person
A
whom we
small
trust,
action,
a
but it
small
can
action
save.
can protect us
Oh,
from
lovely.
very big, uh, maybe
Danger also.
dangers of the future field
Yes.
that we can think of.
Absolutely, absolutely. And more often than not, I think Abhindya has written, if we do small things properly and right, the big situations will be taken care of, isn't it? They say, I don't know, they say devil is in the details, but I think God is in the details, isn't it? The little things. Anita ji is adding something. Yes, please.
So I also want to think in terms of when we are angry.
Hmm.
We tend to speak at the spur of the moment. So
Yes.
even if we are silent for that 1 second, we need not be a
Yes.
bigger silence.
I
In
have a
that
lot of
one
problems.
second before we react, uh,
Yes.
I think it really might avoid some things.
Yes,
But
yes.
it's easier said than done.
Yeah, it's just said, like you have to go into that consciousness, isn't it? Sometimes we listen to mantras, Om Shanti Shanti, but that doesn't enter into us. Sometimes, oh, shut up is better immediately at that time for that moment because that action, you have to, it's like life is about keeping quiet and it's important also, isn't it? So yes, the little actions almost everywhere. When we don't take care of the little actions, then it leads to a great it gets accumulated. That is what people do. Unconsciousness is what leads to greater problems. A stitch in time saves nine, isn't it? Or if there is this saying, for want of a nail, a shoe was lost. For want of a shoe, a horse was lost. For want of a horse, a battle was lost. Starts from where? Just a small thing. Somebody's unconscious somewhere that allows something else to happen. So basically, if we are conscious, we can protect ourselves. And generally, in this yoga, karma yoga, we have to even start looking at the little things. What is there in our control? Everything in my life is going hopeless. All right, but I can take a small step, isn't it? I can start doing things what I can, which is what I'm capable of, whatever I'm capable of. Let me try to keep doing it right. Well, that is a very simple thing, and that is the principle here. Let's continue. Krishna goes on. Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeha kuru nandana bahushakha hyanantascha buddhayo vyavasayinam. The decisive selfless intelligence, all as one perceives, and is unifying, O beloved son of the Kuru clan. But the divisive intelligence of desirers has a wide span that splits like a tree's countless branches and leaves. I repeat, the decisive selfless intelligence, all as one perceives, and is unifying, O beloved son of the Kuru clan. But the divisive intelligence of desirers has a wide span that splits like a tree's countless branches and leaves. So Krishna is talking about two perspectives. One is the perspective of a person who is said to have a vyavasayatmika buddhi, and the other is a avyavasayatmika buddhi. One is that of someone having selflessness. What happens to that person? Well, that person can see oneness, that person can see harmony, that person can see quietude easily. But somebody who is driven by desires, what happens to that person? That person keeps creating more and more divides. Desires lead to more divides. It's like a tree, a branch of a tree. How many branches are there? Sometimes a tree grows big, you cannot count, isn't it? That many branches. That is how this one intelligence which divides and another which unites. That is one simple thing. Again, when we are able to see oneness everywhere, you can understand you are in the right path. Your desires are not overcoming you. But when the desires start, oh, I am better than that person. People, my language is better than that person's language. My shirt is better. My hairstyle is better. My XYZ, 100,000 thoughts come in like that, and one after the other, the person goes astray. That is what Krishna is talking about. Let's continue. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadanti प्रवदन्ति अविपश्चिताः वेदवादरताः पार्थ नान्यदस्ति इति वादिनः. So we have to be careful because not everybody who speaks the scripture follows the scripture, isn't it? Have you not experienced that? A lot of people quote a lot of divine texts, but do everybody who quote divine texts follow the divine path? Have we experienced in life? I remember I was not wanting to pick up a scripture because the person who was reading the scripture was so opposite. I was like, no, if this reading this is going to give this result, I better run away from that scripture only. I was wrong. I was wrong. I was young. I was naive. But that happens. A lot of people. This is what is Krishna is saying. Pushpitam vacham, flowery language. That is that we have to be wary of it. With eloquence and flowery language, men orate despite limited intelligence when they narrate, quoting the Vedas with their pseudo-interpretation. They dismiss the divine origin of the world's creations. So with eloquence and flowery language, brilliant mastery of speech, with wonderful eloquent words, and with very flowery language, lots of new terms, lots of interesting terms are used. And very brilliant orations are given. But what happens? It is the intelligence is still limited, isn't it? With that limited intelligence, they narrate. They sometimes quote the Vedas. There was one, now he's designated terrorist. Before he was designated terrorist in India, he was quoting scriptures, especially the Vedas. And say, what does your scripture say? 5.555. Now nobody remembers anything. Nobody remembers the Vedas, nobody has memorized it. But this person memorized a few verses. And he went on telling so many things. It was all distortions. But that is what people do. They then they end up. This is what happens with desires. Actually, this is the buddhi which takes a person. I want powers. I told somebody, a friend of mine, that everybody because of some experience we had done something very good, and that person turned out to do something very opposite. So we were like, no, nobody is going to be satisfied. That is the truth in life. Immediately, no, I think this person, and I know this person who's satisfied, that person is satisfied. But that's not the case. Only the yogi is free of all dissatisfactions. Because desire comes and say one person doesn't have desire for money. So what? The person may have another type of desire. Desire for power. Desire for control. So desires, no matter where they originate, Gita tells us right from the second adhyaya that they are a problem. They are a problem in the sadhana. We will just see then how does one motivate oneself? Where does, if desires are a problem, how does one motivate? That is something I would say, let's keep that in abeyance. There is something which is beyond desire, what we call aspiration. That is slightly different from desire. But right now we must understand desires lead to divides. We saw the biggest divide in the first shloka of the Gita. I desire something for my son. Mama kaha pandavaschaiva. That is where the Mahabharata started. So everywhere this desire is going to, it's like an infection which starts getting more and more virulent as it spreads. Let's continue. Kamat manaha svargapara janma karma phalapradam kriya vishesha bahulam bhogaishwarya gatim prati. Desiring deeply the fruits of worldly wealth, lustfully they seek the heavens and a good birth. Ritual like, their actions further merely one motive, to achieve through sacrifice, through every sacrifice, a material objective. Even those seekers of God, some of them are trapped in desires. They are drenched in desires. They're seeking what? Why do I pray to God? Because I need to get a great bank balance. That is why I pray. I need control, I need land, I need this, I need that, that kind. These are all, it's like prayer is also like a great business deal. God, I told this mantra so many times to you, you must give this to me. I have done this much japa, you better give it to me. Chodenge nahi. That is the entire approach. But not just that, they seek the swarga and also good birth. So, means the next birth also I should get this. And this birth only, it's like when we were in school, I remember when we graduated and then we had to go to a tuition center. There, they claimed that they were so good and everything. After going there, only we understood what it was. So we laughed about it in college. But I remember going there, me and my friends, we saw that that tuition center has now changed. What training they were giving for the higher institutes? They said IIT training in LKG, in kindergarten. I was shocked. I said now they have stopped the entrance exam coaching and they have started it in right from next they will be doing Garbha Sanskar with MCQs only, maybe. Because this is the way people get trapped in desires. People get trapped in desires. I need this, I need that, I need this. This starts. So not just, it is not limited to birth also. It is they think about this birth, the future birth. And even sacrifice is not done in a spirit of sacrifice. It's done with a intention of receiving something, some material objective. This is the way. A very famous, well-known orator, he set up an institution in USA where he was offering good afterlife for people who gave donations. It was actually strange. It was an Indian, or I'm not naming anybody because our institution doesn't like to talk about any other institutions. It's not right also. But it was crazy how many people donated. He said, this man is a man of scriptures. This man is doing right. And I have no idea what was promised. What 3 BHK in Swargalok, parking area, I have no idea. Whatever was promised, but there were so many people who were getting conned. And they had a system where you donate this much, so in your name somebody else will do something there. And you will be ensured that in the next birth this is going to happen. I don't know how they were verifying who was the approving authority of the plots that they were constructing. I have no idea. But this was happening, and this is how people are driven. Another organization was giving certificates of Jivan Mukta. And one person is smiling on his day of marriage. He has become Jivan Mukta day he's got married. He is standing there. Everybody was surprised. Who is giving this? But this is how the mind has got conditioned in our world. So many people driven by desires only. Every action is for furthering a material objective. That is how they go. What happens then? That is the problem, isn't it? The attachment to the desires is the problem. Your attachment is going to take you astray. Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam tayapa hrutachetasam vyavasayatmika buddhihi samadhau na vidhiyate. In the fruits of every action, their senses are held sway, allured. Their fickle minds meekly wander away. Such people whose intelligence is thus unfocused never attain contentment and are always depressed. So in the fruits of action, their senses are held sway. Allured, their fickle minds meekly wander away. Such people whose intelligence is thus unfocused never attain contentment and are always depressed. This is what happens. We say dil hai chota sa choti si asha. So let's continue with that. Little, I have only small desire. How many of us have been able to stop with the small desire that we had? Anybody? Anyone? I don't think so, isn't it? Small desire leads to next desire. Next desire leads to another. This is something which trupti is never going to come. No contentment, no satisfaction at all. This is what happens. So every action, the senses are always, it's like a addiction. It is like an opiate. The senses are also okay. They run after the desire. And the minds are too weak to control the desires. So they wander away. And then the intelligence also is no more focused. And so, unfortunately, they never attain contentment and are always depressed. A beautiful Sanskrit Subhashit was there. So in school, I remember learning. Sarpaha pibanti pavanam na chadurbalaste shruskay trunaihi vanagajaha balino bhavanti kandaihi phalaihi munivaraha chapayanti kalam santosha eva purushasya param nidhanam. Meaning the snakes is eating nothing, hot air in the desert and is still strong. The snake is eating nothing, just hot air and is still strong. What about the mighty elephant in the jungle? What is the elephant having? Just different type of grass and different leaves, and yet it is so mighty. What about the munis who are meditating in the forest? Kandaihi phalehi. They are roots and fruits. They are surviving and thriving on roots and fruits. So it is contentment that is the ultimate. Santosha eva purushasya param nidhanam. We must find a way to actually reach that contentment. So if you are able to experience that, you have reached the highest. That was the entire meaning, because contentment is very difficult. Sometimes you can get everything, still feel you are nothing because you are unnecessarily depressed. Depressed because of desires. So simplest way is not run. A constitution of a country promises the right to pursuit of desire. But our ancient yogis from the beginning said running after desire is like a dog running after its tail. It's going to keep going in circles. The tail will always remain behind no matter what the dog tries. So running after, that is a problem. And that is the secret here in the Karma Yoga which Krishna is talking about. He is introducing that. He's saying, see, you free yourself from depression, because your desires are going to take you away. Your intelligence will also be taken for a ride. Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna Nirdvandvo Nitya Sattvastho Niryogakshema Atmavan. Oh Arjuna, it is in the Vedas that the truth is contained. The threefold qualities within man are explained. The true state wherein every desire is conquered, and the net non-dual consciousness that is acquired. I repeat this once more. If any doubt is there, you can please question. Oh Arjuna, it is in the Vedas that the truth is contained. The threefold qualities within man are explained. The true state wherein every desire is conquered, and the net non-dual consciousness that is acquired. So I just tell something about it and then we'll look at it. The truth is present in the Vedas, dear Arjuna. Understand which truth? This truth of threefold qualities or the three gunas. Anybody can tell something? It's not been introduced in the Gita. If you are aware of it, there are three gunas.
Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas.
Absolutely, Jayji. So Sattva, Raja, and Tamas. Krishna has not yet introduced. He'll introduce it much later in the Gita, but after he introduces it, gone. It's not going to stop. Every adhyay will have that only, including the final adhyay. Because it is like a universal operating system. We have different operating systems in our computers, isn't it? Sometimes some people prefer Windows, some people Linux, some people prefer the Mac. Well, similarly, there's Sattva, Raja, and Tamas. One of the three dominate a person, and each individual is governed by one of these gunas. What they are, we will keep them aside for now. But there is something else also told about a state wherein every desire is conquered, meaning you become so great, so evolved, so conscious that no desire can tempt you. It is possible for a human being. Such a person is called Jitendra, the one who has conquered the Indriyas, who's attained absolute self-control. So Krishna talks about that. But why get that self-control? Why do yogis aspire or strive for getting that self-control? Because then you get that experience of that non-dual consciousness that is coming as a consequence of controlling your desires and experiencing it. What is that non-dual consciousness? Man and God, that line is going to merge. Svena swasmin swayam brahma swe mahimni swanubhutam. That anubhuti of oneness of with the divine, oneness with the supreme consciousness, that also can be, that's the highest which can be attained. That is the highest aim. A human being can also experience that. That can be attained is what Krishna is telling. Yes, any queries? Anybody wishes to ask something or we continue to the next shloka? Yes? All right. Yavanartha udapani sarvatah samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanatah. Just as the usefulness of water in a well is all encompassed in a reservoir replete, so too is all the Vedic knowledge as well, known to him who has self-realization complete. I am thirsty, so I may take water from a 1 liter bottle. Right now I have it, but normally I have a glass of 200 ml. Does it make a difference whether I have 1 liter bottle or a 200 ml glass or even a 5 liter? Maybe it will be a little difficult, but the water is going to be the same, isn't it? And my utility, it does not matter whether it is from a small glass or a big bottle. Something like that. Krishna gives a beautiful example. He says water from the reservoir or water from the well. Will it make a difference? Say I want to wash clothes. I need water, isn't it, for washing? Whether it comes from reservoir or whether it is coming from a well, it makes no difference. Same way Krishna is saying the individual who has experience, who has understood the Vedic knowledge, that person also gets the full realization, a full complete self-realization, meaning like the well is now equal to the reservoir. Like that, the one who gets the self-realization, that is what explains a beautiful phenomenon which is very evident if you go across Bharat, length, breadth, wherever you go, north, south, east, west. Go to any random village also, you will find in some grammar, you will find one awakened Rishi, one Siddhar. In the south, you call them Siddhars. Or you can't find a yogi. Wherever you go, isn't it? In the history, somebody will say, ah, yes, yes. Many people will say, मेरे family में ही है, तुम क्या बोल रहे हो? Because everybody, if you see somewhere or the other, they have got some realization. And yet, they may not have got the chance to study the Vedas also, and still they have got that realization. Some may not have got the language and the Sanskrit Bhasha also, they would not have been introduced to it. Yet they would have spoken some truths of realization which generations later their shishyas or followers or descendants will say, oh, look, these words, they match with this sukta of the Veda. This matches with this. Because that is the one consciousness and one truth which is present everywhere. There was one illiterate poetess in Maharashtra. Anybody knows of Bahina Bai Chaudhary? She's not very famous, but
Yes.
yes, Abhaji knows. Can you tell me something, anything you know about her? We don't want the exact history, just anything. Something about her for everybody.
Yes. Yes. Very good poetry, which gives a real meaning to our
Spiritual truths, isn't it?
experiences in life. Yes, and
Yes.
experiences in life. Like,
Live on.
yeah,
Okay.
one small line I remember.
Yes, please.
Actually,
Are Sansara Sansara.
अरे संसार संसार जसा
Okay.
तवा तुलावर आधी
Yes.
हाताला चटके मग मिळते भाकर
आधी हाताला चटके मग मिळते भाकर.
मिळते भाकर
Means Sansara,
means
she was.
first
Yes, please. Go on, Ji. Yes,
yeah
Abhaji.
yeah
That was
first
what.
first we get so many left and
Burn.
right
Yes,
burns in
in life, isn't it?
yeah.
So
Actually
life is
while
like,
cooking we get
Sansara is like
while
making bhakri.
bhakri
She says
yeah
making the sansar, living life is like making a bhakri because initially you get burnt when you are learning.
burnt
Anybody knows
in
to,
the,
yeah,
yeah
afterwards you
then
become an
then you get
expert.
the food
Yeah, isn't
then
it?
you get food.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Abhaji. Kunalji, we are adding something, is it, sir? Or you can unmute if your speaker is working. No, today I think the speaker is out. It's not working. Ji. So this was Bahina Bhai Chaudhary. And what was her degree? No, she was illiterate. She never got a chance to study. She became widow at a very young age. So her entire life was about bringing food on the table for her children. No chance to go for pilgrimages across the country or go anywhere. Yet the love for the divine was so much. So she would work in the fields. And working in the field, she would experience some consciousness. And how did people come to know about her was because her son later got educated. Then he was taught and trained by Acharya Atre. And you will not believe, I came to know that even university in Maharashtra, Yashwantrao Chauhan University, is offering PhD on Vainabai. But people came to know posthumously because this Acharya Atre, when he heard it from her son, he said, "My mother has spoken some poems. I quickly wrote them down." He got goosebumps listening to those words. Like she said, "Mazi Maya Soroswati, Maza Shekavite Boli." My mother Soroswati. She didn't say Saraswati like how we say properly. But I don't think Mother Saraswati would have got disturbed or angry. Yeah, you didn't pronounce my name properly. She teaches me how to speak. So this consciousness is to be experienced. Sant Tukaram also had told the same thing. Like imagine it's now, the season is over, but if it was peak of summer and you're all live and I'm just eating a mango, a wonderful ripe mango, and I'm telling you it's very tasty. It is so wonderful. Would any of you have got the taste just because I've said it's wonderful? It would be teasing you. It would be tantalizing, isn't it? Because that sweetness, the taste which comes from the experience, it has to be got. It is like that. Any individual can get the knowledge, the same knowledge which is present in the Vedas. But for that, you have to first get over these desires. You have to attain that self-control. Then you get access to that universal, beautiful kingdom of Brahma Vidya. Krishna goes on. Here is the wonderful shloka which is very well known across the world about Bhagavad Gita. Many people know only this shloka because that is also enough. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturvurma te sango swakarmani. Krishna says, vested you are with the authority to perform, but not seek your actions' fruits in any form. When by the fruits of actions you aren't motivated from discharging your duties, you never get deviated. I repeat once more. vested you are with the authority to perform, but not seek your actions' fruits in any form, when by the fruits of actions you aren't motivated. From discharging your duties, you never get deviated. This is the fundamental kernel of what is the Karma Yoga. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Your adhikara is only doing the karma, not the fruit of the karma. Why? It's a very simple thing. Because when you are not motivated by the fruits of actions, you will never get deviated. You will never get deviated from doing your duties. Because if you're attached and you feel now I'm not getting my result, if you're attached to the result, why will you put any action, isn't it? If anybody has tried growing a bamboo plant anytime, anyone has heard of the story of the bamboo, how you grow it? Yes, Kalaji, if you can share something. Yes, please. Does it grow immediately?
No, it does not. I mean, I don't have the full, can't
Experience.
recall the full details
Okay.
now, but in the first year, nothing
Nothing.
happens.
Nothing. Even second year, nothing happens.
Nothing happens. After
Yes.
5 years, you see a
Yes.
tiny shoot, right?
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
it
And
grows.
then,
Then what is what we call exponential growth. That's what takes place afterwards. Yes. It is like that. Imagine a farmer doing that. Entire year is spent. Nothing is visible. Nothing is visible on the surface. But that is the way. That is the real way. And great Karma Yogis for in Bharat, if you want to learn about Karma Yoga, go visit any farmer. Even just a small retired government official is now having a small farm and he works very close to our unit. I had an eye on his sesame seeds. I don't think it was an evil eye, but it was, I wanted the seeds from him because we require seeds to make oil. So I thought I will get it from him. So I was watching him and I was very curious because it was one of the first times to see directly, oh wow, just from across I'm going to get. So I was so happy about it. And I watched it grow little by little, little by little. Every day in the hot sun also is working full time. He is working there only. It's like his life is dedicated to the field. And then we saw wonderful big sesame plants have grown. They have grown so high, first waist high, higher than that. Now I'm so happy. Like a good harvest is going to come. That is what I was thinking. And suddenly, untimely rain came from nowhere. And that really ruined his yield. I don't know how bad he felt. I felt very bad. One was a swartha of mine, which made me feel bad. But the other was also for him, a little portion, maybe 50-50 or 60-40, I don't know. So I just went up to him and I expressed my sorrow and I said, Sir, what is this? I'm sorry to see this happen. He was smiling as if something wonderful has happened. I was just surprised. I was like, you put so much effort. He just did like this, Year kai, and looked at the sky. He said, Year kai, nature. Sometimes you get, sometimes not. It is a part of life. That's what he said. And he gave such a beautiful smile, and that was such a wonderful principle. Isn't that the principle of Karma Yoga? Karmanyevadikaraste mam phaleshu kadachana. Do your efforts so sincerely, do every effort, and don't worry about the consequence. Because if you're not worried about the consequence, nobody is going to even manipulate you also. Because many times your desires become the simplest reason. Somebody knows what your desire is, you are gone. Your workplace, the boss who is in charge, HR manager, he says, you see, you want this promotion. I'm going to give a recommendation in our next meeting. The board members are also going to come telling you just work. And then suddenly you'll see a colleague working even on Saturday and Sunday also, without knowing that this person is just manipulating. There was no board meeting going to take place. There's no recommendation going to be done, but your vulnerability is your desire. Instead, you throw yourself away from that vulnerability. Be free from that and experience that freedom. That is the Karma Yoga that Krishna talks about. He goes on, let's look at the next shloka. योगस्थ कुरु कर्माणि संगम त्यक्त्वा धनंजय सिद्धय सिद्धयो समो भूत्वा समत्वं योगमुच्यते. Again, योगस्थ कुरु कर्माणि संगम त्यक्त्वा धनंजय. Siddhaya siddhayoho samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. So perform your every action in this yogic way. All attachments, Arjuna, you must throw away. From accomplishments and loss, find your release. Then you shall attain the yogic poise and peace. This samatha, which is the mark of a yogi, that can be attained only if you perform every action like a yogi. All attachments, Arjuna, throw them away. From accomplishments and loss, find your release. Become free from this vicious cycle. It is a vicious cycle. People get manipulated completely by the desires. That is a type of vanity only, running after desires. And then you make a deal with the devil. That's exactly what you are doing. You are just running away from the righteousness, running away from what is the truth. That is why you have to become free, is what Krishna says. Perform your every action in this yogic way. Every. What you think, what you do, what you speak, all those things, you have to do it in that yogic way only. Then you will become what Krishna talks about. That yogi who is practicing samatha, samatvam yoga uchyate. Was Krishna practicing samatha in the Bhagavad Gita that we saw so far? Isn't it? Arjuna is experiencing depression. Arjuna is trying to say, I'm going to run away from the war. Anybody knows what is the punishment for deserters in the armed forces or in the army? Any army in the world. Deserters are targeted and it's not accepted at all, isn't it? Because people's lives are at stake. So many things are involved in it. And yet we have a Krishna who is so quiet, so calm and so poised because he is practicing what he preaches. That is why people love Krishna and that is why he is called Yogeshwara. Who can teach us yoga? The Yogeshwara only can teach what is yoga because who is practicing, who is that one. So he says this poise will be attained. So the mark of the yogi is not the color of the robe or the length of the beard or the color of the hair, anything. Who knows, somebody will be having spikes and yellow colored hair also. We don't know. That person can still be a yogi if that person is practicing this samatha. Samatha is something which is important and that can come only when you are free from attachments, free from accomplishments and release. Really find release from all kinds of accomplishments also or every loss also. Loss and accomplishments, both. One small question comes, we'll stop here. I'm fortunate our admin has not yet reminded me, but I think I should follow my duty. We have to wind up the session. If it's 9:30, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So and this is good one way, not getting deviated from success or failure. But doesn't a question come in mind? How do I motivate myself? Anybody? Keep something. I remember I used to study some subjects. I used to feel this is so boring. If I complete this chapter, I'll eat snacks. And I used to keep the packet of snacks in front of me, and that would be my motivation to study some subjects. Of course, there is no boring subject actually, but it is the limited mind which understands. So there are some desires which were driving. Here, Krishna is actually asking us to let go of everything, all attachments. Can we still be motivated? Can we still be motivated to do something with this yogic poise? Or we'll
Yes,
just, yes, Shwetaji says yes. Okay. How is it, Shwetaji?
for self growth and to like progress inwardly, you can like it's something that keeps you feeling good, makes you feel
Okay.
good. Yeah, like
You have a
irrespective.
clarity
Yeah,
about why you're doing it, isn't it?
yeah.
Means you don't have to pressure yourself all the time or become anxious. Anxiety alone does not ensure, isn't it?
Yeah.
We get some outcome. Say I want something also badly. Can I just keep desiring that to happen and will that happen? No, isn't it? So the simplest way is to become alert, but it's very difficult. It's good to sit and quietly meditate. But to be quiet and then do works which sometimes, especially in Arjuna's case, he has to take part in a battle. There are going to be And there's going to be adrenaline rush. There's going to be, there's going to be pain. There's going to be death. So many things. And yet he has to keep that poise. Well, it still looks quite difficult. We do not know what Krishna is going to say, how we do it. But I think Shwetaji says it's possible. Anybody else feels it's difficult? Possible but difficult?
Yes.
Yes, isn't it, Abhaji? Anybody feels it's unnecessary? With this, we'll conclude. Is it unnecessary to become calm? Yes, okay. Anita ji is saying something, and then Shobhaji. Yes, please. Yes, ji.
I don't think it's unnecessary at this point, but in the middle of something, you always feel it's unnecessary. If you're in the
Okay.
middle of that
If you are
anger or
impatient,
doing
our
something, then you feel,
impatience makes us feel
yes.
unnecessary. It's unnecessary. Okay.
But right now, listening to you, ऐसा लगता है नहीं नहीं very important है.
Okay, but when we are doing something like practical ho ja, be practical. In life, you cannot do everything. Better do this for this. Then you will only be able to do it. Okay. Right. I think that is interesting. Shobhaji, and then I'll go to Kalaji. Yes, please.
No, same thing what she was saying, that
Yeah.
it is important. Same thing.
We have to
Yeah.
somehow find a way. Maybe we'll only ask Krishna, "Ki, hey Krishna, show us the way." Let us see if the further shlokas, if he tells us a way to control our own desires and still get motivated to do things with absolute perfection. Yes, Kalaji is adding something? Yes, please.
No, with my lived experience, it's absolutely important in
Okay.
any situation to keep calm, but
Okay.
practicing it is
It's
well made.
absolutely important. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
no, but to practice it, it's not easy.
Challenging. Yeah, it's challenging. But I think low aim is a crime, isn't it? So we have to aspire for the highest. So let us see. With this, we conclude our session today. If someone can share some of their insights, some takeaway points which we can take with all of us. Um, Anybody, if you can share some points, what we saw today. Introduction of Karma Yoga was given by Krishna right now. He's not yet described karma in detail, but he says this is the way which can free you.
Desires cause such attachments, and
Yes.
therefore it's most important to control the desires and go above.
Yes, yes. So desires lead to attachments. Attachment leads to every other problem in life. So to free ourselves, we have to become free of desires. How is it possible? That we do not know yet. Okay, that is one point which Shubhaji talked about. Anybody else? Anything else?
For me, the word was samatol, equilibrium.
Samatva.
Whether
Okay.
it is whether in good situations, bad situations, or any situations, not getting fluctuated by your desires, your happiness, your sorrows.
Yes, yes, yes.
So for me, the word for today was that.
Okay, samatha. Samatha was an important point Anita ji is adding. Another thing is that Swalpam Aprasya Dharmasya Trayate Mahato Bhaya, the smallest action done in right manner can protect from the greatest danger. Those who are in India are going to do one small action which is going to protect all their families from a very great danger today. After the session, you're going to go and check if the main door is closed or not, isn't it? One person does that small action. Normally in the house, one person is that work is that person's only. If that person doesn't do, nobody is going to do it. Entire house is vulnerable. But a small action done in the right manner can protect us. So we have to be conscious and even on the little things which we feel are a little insignificant. There's nothing that is insignificant if you are walking on the path of consciousness or you're walking on the path of the yoga of Krishna, the Karma Yoga. We have to understand that everything matters. And the last thing is Labha Labha Jaya Jaya. Whether I get a raise or whether I get a demotion, my principles cannot be compromised just because of some outer aspect. A lot of people say don't speak more than your paycheck. Nowadays, people don't say that to me, but earlier days, I used to keep hearing that. It was like I'm not connected with my paycheck at all. I was not even earning anything. It was like pro bono. So what am I going to? I'm supposed to be Mount forever. It's not. We're not defined by anybody else or outer circumstance. So that is important. So I think with this, we are ready to go further inside. So let's conclude with the Shanti Mantra. We will go little deeper into what is this karma yoga that Krishna is introducing. Hari Om. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhavet. Hari Om Tatsat. Krishna Vande Jagat Guru. Hari Om. Namaskar. Punarmilan. See you tomorrow. Namaste.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ji.
Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank
Namaste.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Namaskar. Yes. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ji. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Namaste.
Ji, Namaste.
Thank you.
Yeah, Namaskar. Kunalji wants to add something. I'm unable to hear you, sir. Something is not working in the audio. If you want, you can type if you wish to, but I really can't hear. Yeah, you want to type something? Yes, please. You have typed something. Is it in the group? Right. No, I couldn't see it. Okay. Yeah, all right. If you're typing something now, or okay, I'll just wait. And we conclude. Okay, yeah, I think there's one at 2020. Okay, 20 minutes back you had, how does one continue to grow if we are content easily? For example, Sachin Tendulkar got happy just playing, then how would he have become the great player if he didn't aim to be the great player and work towards it? He wouldn't have achieved it. So how does aiming higher for certain goals compare with feeling content? Yes, sir. Absolutely. This is a wonderful, valid question. Krishna is going to give us a beautiful example later. He'll give us we can say modern, you have given an example of a modern achiever. In Arjuna's time, there were some achievers, and that one of them was Janaka Raja, which Krishna gives as an example. So there is a motivation which is possible, but what is that motivation, we'll have to see. And Janaka was the ultimate in every dimension. He was an example of not just in one field, in so many ways he had reached that. So right now it is not yet introduced. Krishna probably is going to introduce it a little later soon. Ji, namaskar. Thank you. Namaskar, sir.